Welcome back to episode 359 of the Guide and Guns podcast. I'm your host, Troy.
And I'm your other host, Doug.
A long delay there, Doug. Am I lagging that much?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. You're just about 5 seconds behind me. On this podcast, we talk about guide guns and the responsible Christian gun owners' interests. On this week's show, we'll be discussing the weird people that are pushing Skynet, AI, uh, robots
Scott?
that kill people they don't like. I don't know. We'll get into it here in a minute. First of all, I want to thank our sponsor, For Patriot Supply. If you've not checked out all the cool stuff over at For Patriot Supply, please do. They sponsor our show, and we appreciate that very much. Go over there and check out all the kinds of food they've got for sale. Uh, long-term storage food, all kinds of cool things for the kind of times we're in. They've got solar generators, they've got tools, they've got things to be able to feed your family, to be able to heat your home, to charge your electronic devices, to teach you how to take care of yourself. So if you do go for Patriot Supply, you can use coupon code FRN and get 10% off your first order. Again, 4 Patriots Supply. The number 4 patriotssupply.com. Also, I want to thank Farms Radio Network for all of the content they host out there for you guys to download. We've been doing this for long over 10 years now, over a decade, and all those shows are out there still on the interwebs for you guys to listen and put yourself to sleep with at any time you'd like to, thanks to Farms Radio Network. Please check out other shows over at FRN. There are a lot of newer shows than ours that are people that are younger than us and have probably prettier faces. But go over and check out Farms Radio Network, other shows over there, and see what else they have to offer. Also, PatriotPatch.co. Jake has been taking care of us and sponsoring our show, and we appreciate it over at Patriot Patch. If you're not a member of the Patch of the Month Club, you're wrong. As Professor Paul would say, go fix yourself and get you a Patch of the Month. I'm sure they've got all kinds of cool deals over there for Christmas that you guys can get. You probably have to order pretty quick because the time is getting close to getting anything delivered before Christmas because I think everybody's backing up. I saw my UPS deliveries getting delayed and FedEx deliveries are getting delayed already. And the U.S. mail is, I ain't going to say anything about it because, they're government. They might come get me. But go over and check out patriotpatch.co. They've got gun rugs, they got shirts, they got hats, they got patches, they got thousands. I don't know, probably a quantity of thousands. I don't know how many different designs they've got, but they have a bunch. 12, about 7 years they've been coming out with this stuff. So
Oh,
at
yeah.
least 56, 12, 50. No, that's like 92 patches or something. Who knows? They might have over 100 patches now. They do our patches for us that look like this back here. They've done our shirts for us. And go over and check out the stuff at patriotpatch.co. All right, enough shameless plugs. On to the real stuff. Doug, what have you been up to since the last time we spoke?
Oh man, what's going on? It's what have I been doing on the God side? Sportsman's Daily Devotional, Church on Sunday. Um, Gun side, I've been doing my, of course, EDC every day. I've been doing a lot of hunting, or as much as I can, which is never enough. But I was fortunate enough. I went. I hunted. I didn't hunt Thanksgiving Day, but I went Friday, hunted all day. I took Saturday off. We went to church on Sunday, and as soon as we got home from church, I changed clothes and hit the woods, and I could not stand it anymore, Troy. I had to pull the trigger on a doe. I need to get some meat in the freezer, man, because I'm running low,
Oh,
and
really?
it's late in the season for me to just be getting my first deer. But I had a big old slickhead doe walk out, and well, I had a bunch of them out, but I picked out the biggest one out of the bunch, and Put the kaboom on her, and brought her home. Got her all skin out, quartered up in the cooler, and I'm just doing the drain thing right now on her, and I'll probably cut her up this weekend, get that done. Also, man, I had the chance to. We went out to South Dakota again this year, a couple weeks ago, and man, you talk about fun. In Georgia today, it has been the highs have been in the like low 50s, and at night it's dropped down the last 2 nights in a row down to like 26 degrees. 2 weeks ago, we were in South Dakota. It dropped down in the 30s at night, and the high was 63 for 3 days in a row. So completely different than what we've ever been to when we've been out there hunting the last 3 years. It's usually got snow on the ground. It's cold and windy and whew, chilly, but we had a good time.
Good.
Uh, I shot pretty good, and there was 9 of us out there, and we limited out 2 days in a row. So we did good. Brought back some pheasant meat and had a good time. Let's see. Let's see. What else have I got going? Oh, I did get something today. I picked. I got this. A buddy of mine hit me up a while back and said he asked me did I have a 6.5 Creedmoor, and I was like, no, don't have one. And he said, "Well, do you want one?" I said, yeah. How much? And he said, free. I was like, what? He said, yeah, free. So I was like,
For free?
for free 99. So I was like, yeah, man. So he told me it was a 6.5 Creedmoor. So I met him today, and he gave it to me. He said, "You get it put together." He said, "All I ask is I get to shoot it sometime." Well, okay, I can do that. But it is not a Creedmoor. It is actually a 6.5 Grendel, which
Ah,
that is what I shoot pigs with now, and I
good
love it.
deal. Yeah.
And I tell you, like me, you and I were talking a while ago, a lower for a 6.5 Grendel goes on the AR-15 lower, and a 6.5 Creedmoor goes on AR-10 lower. The price difference in those is drastically different.
Ka-chunker.
Good chunker. So I'm gonna pick up a lower for it, which I got ARs now. I could swap a barrel out of it, and slap it on there and go hunt with it now if I wanted. But I'm probably gonna build it. But if you notice, it's also got this quad rail Picatinny rail system on the handguard, which
Cool.
which I hate them. Oh, they're so
Cool.
heavy. It's cool. It ain't
Eh,
cool.
You can take it off and get you a big chunk of cheddar cheese, and you can use that thing like a what do they call those
A
things?
grater.
A grater, yeah. No, they
Oh,
got another name. Mandolin. They call it mandolin.
I tell you what, man, it's a hunk, but
I've got a AR. It's chambered in a 45 auto that's got one of those on it. That thing is as big as round as a oak limb, man. It's you can't even get your hand all the way around it. But boy, you can hang some stuff off of it now.
oh man, I mean, it's got rails. It's got rails galore. You could do anything you wanted with this thing. But it will be coming off, and I will be putting a new. Uh, I think it's got a 13 on it now. I'm gonna. It's got a 16-inch barrel. I'm gonna put a 15-inch rail on it, free float barrel or free float rail on there. I've never changed out a rail system on one before, so this will be my first one doing. But hey, can't
YouTube
be
University, baby.
you. That's it. Google is your friend.
Make sure that handguard has got an ID big enough to go over your suppressor if you're going to take it all the way out.
Well, it won't go all the way out. I'm gonna leave the.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
it should take it out to. It should take it out to about right there, if you can see that
Yeah.
there. And so, I actually have a. I have a muzzle brake that was on my other one when I put my suppressor on it. That I will probably swap that out with too, because it just looks really bad
Oh,
um, on the other one I got. So, eh, hey, lots of things to do with it, man. I shoot 6.5 Grendel um, when I'm hog hunting because it packs quite the wallop. And I don't know if you saw the. I don't know if you saw the pictures of that pig I killed the other day. But he was a stud. He was 350 or better, and I got him all cut up. And actually, Wendy actually cooked some pork chops off of him last night
Mm.
for dinner. Ooh, man, they was good. So let's see. Oh, and I think I'm probably going to put, I have a ATN 4K Pro daytime night vision scope that I'm probably going to put on this. Then if I go hunt with somebody that wants to hunt pigs with me that doesn't have a night rifle, they can use that. I'll let them take the first shot, and then I'll back them up with a thermal until I get another thermal. Which, who knows? Never know. But I figure when I get this thing done, I'm going to have like $200 in it. So not bad.
You put the ammo in there, you're going to increase it by 10%.
I know, right? I, well, I bought two AR mags for the 6.5. That's a 6.5 round. Let's see if you get up on the camera where you can see it. That is a 6.5 Grendel round. So I have two mags. So I'll have one for each gun, and we'll see. I've been feeling. I haven't felt bad, but my voice is just bad. I've had a cough since the day I got back from South Dakota, and I don't know what the deal is. I wouldn't sleep. I wake up in the middle of the night coughing and couldn't sleep. And went to the doctor. Wendy's like, you got COVID. I know you got COVID. I'm like, well, so what if I do? And she said, well, just go to the doctor. And she said, that way you can get something for that cough because I wasn't sleeping. So I've been taking Dayquil during the day. And they gave me a bunch of medicine, told me not to take that anymore. So I didn't take the Dayquil, and I started taking their stuff, Z-Pack and this and that. And my cough got way worse, and I sure couldn't sleep. So I went back to the NyQuil. Man, the last 3 or 4 days I have slept so good with just a little bit of NyQuil in me, but it stops the
Bottle or
coughing. But
two,
huh?
a bottle or two.
A bottle or two, yeah. But
Got a lot of alcohol in that NyQuil does.
it does. But
That's an expensive toddy right there.
yeah, we got a bunch of people over on YouTube tonight. Jim's over
Yeah,
there,
so
and Steve's over there, and
yeah,
Nathan's over there.
yeah,
What's
got a
going on,
bunch of guys
everybody?
over. Got a bunch of them over here too.
You got a bunch on the Facebook side. Every
And
time
we
I
got
switch over to the Facebook side, because I got that feed up too. But when I do, I don't know. It's eating up all kind of bandwidth streaming it through my computer. So I'm just staying on the YouTube one right now.
we are
But I
also
think
live over on Rumble, and we've got 5 or 6 people
Rumble.
over there watching right now.
Oh, excellent. Oh,
So, and we're on 3 different live feeds. No, 5 different live feeds. So I can't see every place at the same time, but there's a bunch of people out there live. It shows a lot
yeah,
more on the statistics. It shows a lot more than what it shows active. It's weird. All right, so that was your guide and guest stuff for the
it
last
is.
2 weeks. You was going pheasant hunting last Thursday week or last week or something.
Mm-hmm. What you
All
been up
right,
to?
daily Bible reading. I've been going to church. See, I had church security since last time I was here, and now I don't have to serve again until December 31st, I think. On the gun side, everyday carry. I'm packing the Shadow Systems today, XR920 with red dot, and it's in the crossbreed holster. I did order Black Friday. They had PSA had the 300 blackout 9-inch upper for cheap, and so since I got a 30 cal suppressor, I went ahead and got the pistol. And since you can have your pistol braces again, then I'm going to have a Shorty 300. It'll probably become my bedside gun suppressor on it. And I also picked up a EOTech 300 blackout, 2 dot reflex sight, the red dot sight. And the top dot on the EOTech is for your 300 supers, and the bottom dot's for 300 subsonic. So if you're shooting subs, you shoot the bottom. When you're shooting supers, you shoot the top dot, and it's good out to I think 300 yards or so. But probably not gonna be shooting very many 300-yard, 300 blackouts off a 9-inch. But anything from navel to 50 yards should be no problem at all. 200 grain bullet and a quiet sound. Well, only thing that wakes neighbors up is when I start the backhoe, I guess.
Hey, it'll probably reach on out there though, because
Yeah,
you
they're
know
pretty stable.
I got a 10-inch pistol, but it's 223, not a 300.
Yeah,
But I just got a red dot on it, and I shoot still at 300 yards with it.
yeah, but you're talking about a 220 grain bullet as opposed to a 55 grain bullet of a short barrel. On a subsonic, maybe I don't know. You might be like an 80-degree angle or something.
Well,
But
yeah, you might have to
I'm
archery
sure
it
the
in there.
ballistics are better than that. But I'm just joking. But on supersonic, and I've got a 16-inch. I've got a full rifle barrel for the 300 already. Uh, so I can shoot for supers. I can shoot 16-inch upper if I'm hunting and don't care about the report. But for nighttime quiet work on coyotes or something, it'd be pretty nice. Maybe get more than one shot off before they all scatter to the woods.
Hmm.
Let's see, house, farm, all that stuff. Got the garage finished outside. Finally, everything's finished on the outside. Now all I have to do is put in insulation, electric, and I'm going to put probably metal siding for my interior. You guys have experience with that, have any recommendations, drop it in the comments out here, or let us know. I'm uh, I'm probably going to put roll-in insulation because the price of spray in insulation is astronomical.
Hmm.
Uh, that stuff is outrageous for thick enough. I got 2x6 walls. I mean, I know that like 3 inches of that's equal to I don't know 6 or 7 inches of the fiberglass insulation, but it's like 4 times more, 5 times more. Uh, and so probably put roll-in insulation, um, and then I'm gonna put roll-in insulation uh, in my ceiling, and I'm gonna use metal for my ceiling too. I think that would be cleaner, and I can wash cars or whatever in there. I've got drains in the floors I put in, so I can get it wet and it won't hurt anything. So think that's what I'm gonna do with that. And then I've got a room upstairs in the. I've got a really tall roof line to match the house. So there was enough room up in the attic space that I was able to build a 14 by 30 foot room up there. It's going to be my radio and reloading room upstairs. So and I got to
Nice.
park the Humvee and the truck and the Ranger in there last night. First night I got in there since all the concrete's cured up. So it was nice to get it all in there. I just got some extension cords run for now till I run my power out there. So I'm gonna have to, I don't know, I have to ditch witch, I guess, run power underground from the house. I've got six, I got 12 circuit breaker slots open in my house. I got 400 amp service at the house, and so I've got 7 extra slots, and one of them is going to be a 240. So I guess that'll be a double. I guess I'd probably run a 100 amp off of a double. I guess that's how you do it out to the shop. I need 3 wires for that to run the 220, and then to the sub panel. I'm not an electrician, but I've been watching YouTube. I'm almost as smart as one now. If y'all here, I get electrocuted.
Hey,
I watched the wrong channel. All right. let's see, on the farm, let's see what else. Oh, all the crops are in, corn,
You didn't
everything's
watch
in,
YouTube.
and let's see what else we had. Oh, I've got beef going to the butcher January 3rd. I've got about a 1,100 pound bull I'm going to take and have him butchered. I didn't get to him in time to get him. I didn't castrate him early enough. I'm just going to go ahead and take him. Everybody says they're fine as long as you let him go over 2 years. He's not been breeding anything. He's still young enough. He's a big boy, but he ain't full grown. But yeah, we'll be butchering him. Probably take them 2 weeks. I think they let him age some, and
Let them
then
hang out.
yeah, let him hang out for a while. January is a good time to get one butchered because that way you don't have to worry about flies or anything else. No
Right.
insects this time of year. But yep, uh, that'll be put a lot of meat in the freezer. So I'm excited about that. Ham side, I'm still the net control operator for the Central Kentucky Amateur Radio Club 2 meter net. We've got a nightly net, but I do the Monday night show. And that starts at 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. What is that? 2:30, 2:30 UTC maybe. But got the base poured for my tower. I got a tower uh, put beside the garage, so I can put up a bit. I've got an antenna that's been sitting in my garage for 3 or 4 years. I bought off of a ham that's downsized, and he had an 11 element 2 meter beam with a Yaesu rotator. I don't know what you call it, but I got all that to put up so I can start doing some long range 2 meter, and then I'll probably put up a 6 and a 10 meter Yagi and a wire antenna. Probably run a wire antenna on a sloper. Oh, I've got a ground antenna I've got to put in too. It's a I can't remember what it is right now, but y'all don't care about that stuff. EDC does show you mine. I'm carrying the Shadow Systems XR920. What you got tonight?
I got the SIG P365 with the Romeo Zero, but I do not have it in here on the desk right now. It's actually in the living room on the nightstand or the end table. I had my hands full when I was coming in here a while ago and left it laying there. But anyway, that's what I carry. Y'all seen it before.
Now that we're free again,
Oh, look at there.
this is my other pistol I keep beside me. I really like this size. It's a 10.5 inch barrel.
Uh huh.
This pistol because it fits in that Humvee gun rack really nice and neat and clean. And whenever I go anywhere, I just throw that in the Humvee with me and throw it up in the rack. And I've got a gun with me wherever I go on the farm or town or wherever.
Well,
Can't really see it in there, huh?
You got a blade tech on that?
Yeah, it's a Blade Tech. Yep, I got another Blade Tech that's the 2.0 that's got the little thing where you can adjust it,
Uh huh.
but it's coyote brown or whatever. And this matches the all black. Looks like a shorty AR. But yeah,
Looks like an M4.
yeah. Well, the A2 with the handguard on it or the hand
Mm-hmm.
carrier handle on it. Yeah, I love the way that looks. I had a cheese grater up here, and I don't really like those. I like that big, fat, with just the peep sights and stuff. And 100 yards or less. I mean, that's all you want. I got a tritium APO sight, so I can see in the dark my front sight. Of course,
Me and Winnie went down to the Perry Ag Center 2 weekends ago. Yeah, 2 weekends ago, I guess, somewhere in that area. But they had a gun show down there, and I wound up picked up a laser bore sighter for AR. That you got the batteries in it, and then you drop it in and chamber the round, and the laser comes on. And I'm probably gonna cite. I'm probably gonna cite one of my ARs because I have that night vision on one of my ARs now, but it's not sighted. I hadn't sighted it in yet, but I'm thinking about just dropping that bore sighter in there. Oh, let me see. Oh, I got it right here. Look at this. There you go.
Yeah.
It's a Osprey. I want to
Yep.
get one just to try it, see how it worked. Um, I know it's a lot of fun playing with the dogs with it.
Oh yeah.
Shine it on the floor and watch them chase a dot.
Yeah. I got my I bore sighted. I got 9 millimeter, and I dropped in bore sighted with my red dots on both of them, and it was right on. So I used that to set up all the 9 millimeter sights, and I've got one for 223 as well. And so I used it to get get it on paper, and you can dial it in from there. But with that pistol, man, it was dead on. That little laser, it's just you just put the batteries in it, stick it in your barrel, and I just sit there and dialed my red dot till it was right over the top of the red dot of the laser,
Yep,
and it was there. I think I paid like $10 for it on Amazon or something like that. It was cheap.
that's what I. That's what I did when I was up there when little brother had his back surgery.
Yeah,
He's got a 9 millimeter one that you chamber, and I sighted it in and then took it down to his little to the range out behind the house, and I was standing out 25 yards shooting steel plates, and I mean I was just wearing them out.
yeah, those are handy. Yeah, I've got one of the 308, 5.56, and the 9 millimeter, and a 45. I don't have a 10 millimeter, but I don't have any red dots on my 10 millimeters. And
I, I was gonna say, do you got a 10 millimeter with a dot on it?
no,
Not yet.
nah. I mean, I like my 10 millimeter, but I'm not going to be carrying it, so I don't know. I mean, I carry it when I go to Montana. That's what I take with me when we go up in the mountain parts of
Bear,
Montana and Idaho,
bear
fishing and
gun.
stuff like that. Yeah, I carry the bear loads, those hard cast lead. John said I should be. We could butcher our bull in the garage, do it ourselves. Yeah, could, but I don't want that blood all over that garage. I'd
It's
have
got
to
a drain.
get Doug up here. He's a better butcher than I am.
We
Yeah,
could do it. Yeah.
Papa Walters, he had his own smokehouse and cured his own meats and everything over there where John's grandma and granddad are.
Hmm.
John's my cousin. Uh, he's commenting. He's just over the hill here from me. But he used to sugar cure uh, pork and beef and all that, and salt cure it both. And supposed to have been really good stuff. I was a little bitty guy when he passed. I guess I was probably under 10 years old when John passed, and then Junior, which was John was John's uncle, and Junior was John's grandpa. And Junior Walters, he did some. Uh, he raised a lot of cattle, but yeah, he lived a lot longer than John. All right, enough family history. You got us a joke.
I do got us a joke. So, a funeral service is being held in a church for a woman who had just passed away. At the end of the service, the pallbearers were carrying the casket and accidentally bumped into the wall, jarring the casket. They hear a faint moan. They open the casket to find that the woman was actually alive. She lived for 10 more years and then dies. A ceremony is again held at the same church, and at the end, the pallbearers again were carrying the casket out. As they were walking, the husband calls out, "Watch out for that wall." Didn't want to wake her up again.
That's as bad as the guy playing golf on his wife's funeral joke. That's from about 4 years ago, maybe 2 years before that.
Yeah,
This day in his. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I like the one with the two guys deer hunting and the funeral procession comes by where they're hunting. The one guy stands up and takes his hat off as the funeral passes, and After they left, he sits back down. The guy's like, I'm pretty touched at that. He said, I didn't expect that. He goes, well, I was married to her for 20 years. I figured I owed her to her. He went deer hunting, didn't even go to the funeral.
That's just wrong, Doug. Wrong.
My wife would tell
This,
you that would probably be something I would do.
oh, that's even more wrong. All right, this day of history.
Hey, this day in history in 1918, the Kingdom of Iceland was established. The Kingdom of Iceland was established with the signing of the Act of Union with Denmark. The act recognized Iceland as a sovereign state under the common monarch with Denmark. I'll move my mouse here. The kingdom lasted until 1944 when the national referendum created the Republic of Iceland.
Hmm, I like kingdom a better.
The kingdom.
They had a king and a monarch. Monarchy. All right.
Yeah, malarkey.
Monarchy. All right. Bible verse. I have a Bible verse. It is coming from Psalms 64. I don't have it because for some reason YouTube doesn't recognize my password anymore. Not YouTube, U version, Bible.com. Let's see. We'll be reading Psalm 64, 1 down through. Oh, 6 or 7, somewhere in there. And it's the ESV version. Hear my voice, O God, in my complaint. Preserve my life from dread of enemy. Hide me from the secret plots of the wicked, from the throng of evildoers who whet their tongues like swords, who aim bitter words like arrows, shooting from ambush at the blameless, shooting at him suddenly without fear. They hold fast to their evil purposes. They talk of laying snares secretly. Who can see them? They search out search out injustice and say, "We have accomplished a diligent search." From the inward mind and heart of man are deep, but God shoots his arrow at them. They are wounded suddenly. They are brought to ruin with their own tongues turned against them. All who see them will wag their heads. Then all mankind's fears they will tell God has brought about and pondered what he has done. Let the righteous one rejoice in the Lord and take refuge in him. Let the upright in heart exult. What did you just read? Well, I was reading from Psalms 64, and it's David. And of course, we know David was persecuted uh, and chased and attacked by many people through his life, and God was always his refuge. Particularly, verse 4 there spoke to me. And where this is leading me, and why I lean in Psalms a lot, is that I see what plans certain people in positions of power or presumed power seem to be planning for us as citizens of this country, well, as citizens of heaven, moreover, um, that they seem to have this idea that they're going to entrap us. They are laying plans. They are putting things together. And more specifically, sort of triggered this. It was an interview. Well, there's this Axiom, which is it's a it's a collective of weirdos, fruitcakes, and electronic social media kind of people that are persuasions of all things unholy. And they have their own web. They have their own news service, I should say. Axios is sort of like a news collective for weirdos. And so there was this interview, this symposium, this 2023, talking about all the technology coming out and things that they were excited about. And they had people on that they respected. And the interview I saw was with this man who was dressed as a woman
Mm.
and has a woman's name, but whatever it was not the right thing. But it was having a conversation with Mayorkas, the guy that's supposed to be protecting their border down the southern border, and
Mm-hmm.
they were just so excited about the prospects of AI and the things that AI was going to allow them to do. Because then AI was going to be able to track and people who spread misinformation, and then we'll be able to identify those people, and then we could, take attack their bank accounts, and we could start. And they were just having this wet dream about how they're going to be able just to control people because AI is going to go out there and find it. And then once we have robotics connected to AI, then we can go out there and enforce our will upon these people.
Mm-hmm.
So that brings us to the topic tonight. Are our government servants, our government servants, plotting against the citizenry to make us prisoners of their whims and their wills? And what would they do if they had the power of an AI robot that they could say, AI robot, go find Troy and Doug and bring them to us so we can talk to them and put them in a cell? And let's close their bank accounts and let's seize their properties. And
Mm-hmm.
AI, you just go there and do this, and you turn off their power and turn off the light, and you don't let them have money, and send out a car and just go pick them up, and we'll come talk to them. That is their wet dream. You could see the giddiness and the hope they had for AI. Why is it? I kept trying. Anybody saw, you know, uh, the Terminator, right? Skynet, that the
Mm-hmm.
computers, the artificial intelligence gets smart enough that it turns on and attacks us as people, sees us as the enemy. And I always thought, oh, why would anybody do that? Why would anybody be stupid enough to create an autonomous thing that can go out and decide to attack you? And it's because of people like this that know that they cannot get armed, uh, the army, or even government lackeys that would turn on American people, would have fear of attacking us armed Americans who think we have the right to protect ourselves against a tyrannical government. They know that they can't really enforce, they can't really make an army. Now, there may be a percentage of the army, that people in the army, especially those that they've brought in from other countries to get citizenship, or maybe that they partner with UN troops to come in and forcibly take out a section of America. But there's casualties be involved in the mind war that would happen as a part of people killing people to protect bureaucrats, or banks, or globalists, or whatever conglomeration you want to glue together there. But these wackos, we'll just call them that, these wackos know that if they had some kind of robot, they could just say, hey, go kill these people in this list, or go get these people and round them up and put them in this big concentration camp, or as Hillary Clinton would call a happy camp. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't know that, look up happy camp Hillary Clinton. I don't know if you can still find it now. But she said, some people just be round up put in a happy camp. Socialists, they're big about concentration camps,
Oh yes.
especially Democratic socialists. Uh, so this is how it all ends, as far as if they can get enough coders out there to create, and not necessarily coders, but people to design a machine that will just take orders and go and kill without reason, without emotion, without thought, and just follow orders, then that's what they've been waiting for. And that's why they are so giddy about it. If you go out and watch this interview, you can see different, it's not just this one interview. There was like over a dozen people, I think, that were being interviewed during this Axios Symposium, or whatever it's called. And the kooks that they brought on there that were so excited about how AI was going to change everything. See,
Hmm.
AI is going to be the big brother, their right arm to do what they are too weak. Well, they don't have the power to do themselves. They don't want to get dirty. They want to sit behind a computer or sit at their house and have something go out and attack us for what we believe in, for our rights and our beliefs, and they want us to eliminate it. And so, if you are paying attention to the wackiness of the left lately, they're out there, boys and girls.
Oh,
They have lost all semblance because they think they're so close to getting that power. I believe they really think that they're close enough. I mean, you can see how they could be empowered to believe that. Look at the drones. I mean, drones have taken, flesh and blood struggles of our own soldiers sort of out of the equation a lot, that they are able to go in and do dangerous missions without the loss of life, right? Some guy
right.
sitting in a trailer 300 miles away from the action is blowing people up, shooting people, dropping bombs. They're not there seeing it happen. They're seeing an image on a screen just like a video game. And so, whether that affects them the same way, are they really, they don't really know this person. They can't hear this person speak. All they're seeing is an image, a target, and they're taking them out. If you have a AI do that, you're even further removed from that, right? As a person in the military. So you're just going to be a support mechanism probably for the AIs to go out and attack, but you're not going to know who they're going out and attacking. You're not going to see who they're going and killing. So, you know, it's not no, it's no skin off your nose. So it's just going to be a coded message to a robot that goes and does a thing. So there's a separation. So who actually applied the order? It's crazy when you get to thinking about why they would be so excited about these new AI soldiers. Uh, it's because they plan on using them on us. I'm telling you, it's the only way it makes sense. What do y'all think? Comment. What do y'all think? It seems so crazy um, that they would be getting about this. The only thing that I sort of have in the back of my mind that you know that hopefully they'll put the code in that they're to destroy whatever is going to cause trouble for humanity or some kind of silly logic like that, and the AI is going to look and say, well, not having children will destroy the economy, so people who don't have children probably should be eliminated. Or
Makes its own rules as it goes.
it starts thinking, hey, if humanity to continue, there's going to need to be work, and so we shouldn't be rewarding people that aren't working. We shouldn't be rewarding people who aren't having children because that. So they're actually going to write themselves out with their own code. just, just a thought. Just a thought. I'm just, I'm just playing mind games, but I'm sitting there watching this thing. It was disturbing. It was disturbing to see that people are so evil in their thoughts that they wish to push their ideals or their lack of ideals more along their animalistic behaviors and lack of morals onto a society, and they don't want any pushback. And the way they're going to accomplish that is through technology, and technology is going to punish those of us who don't enjoy their lack of morality and their debased uh, behaviors.
Well,
So
you're not that far off because I was watching the news tonight actually, and they were talking about somebody that was using AI to project themselves. I mean, they see themselves, but it converts their image over to a young girl or young boy. So these pedophiles and whoever can coerce these kids. they think they're talking to another teenager, and when in reality they're not, but they're using the artificial intelligence to mimic and even changing their voices to be whatever they want it to be.
Oh yeah. Well,
That's scary, man.
one of the interviews was this he she thing, and I think it was a woman. It may not have been another female dressed sort of thing that was talking about that they were having their own mates. They're going to have their own boyfriend, girlfriends that will be AI beings, and you can configure them however you want, and they'll have whatever kind of personality you want or whatever kind of voice you want, and they'll look a certain way there, whichever ways you want. And so it'll be a dating. You'll be dating this AI, and they'll be the perfect mate because they'll know the things you like and all this stuff. And it won't be like someone you're dating off the street because you never know what you're going to get there. It could be somebody that's really nice or crazy or whatever. And so it's a lot better to have a robot for a date. Like you're gonna have it, you're gonna sexually be with a machine. That's just creepy. These people are creepy. They're disgusting. They're sad. They are. They're really
There,
sad people.
there's a lot of creepy out there, brother.
It's amazing. I am just flabbergasted by the level that our country has devolved to in this the last 30 years. I mean, last 40 years as well. I mean, we had some creepy people we went to school with and stuff, and we had some creepy people we knew as teachers. But man, they're so perverse now. It's just ridiculous. That it is just unbelievable that what they're trying to do, and that they want to. You know, these same group of people are ones that want to sexualize your children and make them watch grown men dance around in women's underwear or lack thereof. Uh, it's Lord, come quickly, as it says there in Revelations. I am ready to go
Well,
because I don't want my children and grandchildren to have to fight this battle that's before us. I've tried to prepare them mentally and spiritually and physically for what they're confronting, but even it blows my mind as forward looking as I'm trying to be. It blows my mind on how debased and lack of any kind of morality
there's no.
even the educators are. Just the educators. Not even to go into the whole sex industry and the whole academia beyond that. It's just it's debaucherous. It's just it's repulsive. I don't know.
Well,
Go ahead.
well, I was
Don't
gonna
be,
say they're letting this morality of people dictate whatever they want to be, and they're good with that. Where I don't know if you saw it the other day, another college swimmer who was ranked like 500 in the men's sports decided he's a girl now and competed against the girls and set a new school record. Oh, your mama must be so proud of you. Congratulations for whipping up on some women. You're a dude.
I saw
I'm
one
the
of them
only.
got banned for life though. Uh, what's the one that was? He was trying to go to the women's Olympics, and
Oh, is
they're
that?
like, "No, you're not."
Yeah. Well,
Finally, it's about time, man.
I know people need to start standing up. And I worry. I got five granddaughters
Mhm.
that range from 10 to 2 years old. Dude, I can't even imagine what school's gonna be like if they're letting boys go in the locker rooms with girls just because they think they're a girl or they say they're a girl,
Yeah.
and people condone it. I'm like, I don't understand the stupidity of people anymore.
Well, it's it's to the point that they're saying you can't judge someone,
Oh,
but you have to have common sense. I mean, you don't stick male and females in the same bathroom together and expect there not to be problems. even if they claim they're not. I mean, they did that to the prison system, and women's prisons became full of pregnant women. So
Right.
it's not that it's not that you're trying to be mean. It's that well, you know, to pr- to be a part of somebody else's lie doesn't help them.
No, it does not.
I mean, they have a problem or they don't. I'll say it this way: if they think that they're of a different sex, there's some kind of mental abuse or sexual abuse that has occurred to that person who needs help. They don't need to be pacified and allowed to run free with this delusion
Right.
because I mean, deceit does not ever breed goodness. Deceit only breeds more deceit. To do that, you're asking a person of faith, or, if you're asking us as believers to do it, you're asking us to participate in a lie. You're asking us to agree with the lie. Not that we're trying to hurt them, just that we are not to participate in a wrong, right? We're not supposed to condone. It's a form of abuse, I think. I think you're allowing someone to be abused because if they keep on living in a non-reality, in a fake reality, it only when they get to the end of that, when somebody finally, and what usually happens is the kid looks at them and says, "I mean, why is that old man dressed like a woman?" And so their whole world crushes down, and they will probably flip out because they've deluded themselves so much to believe that when they're confronted with reality, which is going to hit them sooner or later, what will they do then? Well, we see what some of these people have done uh, through these actions. We saw this girl down there in Nashville shoot up a bunch of children in a Christian school, and
Hmm.
uh, and teachers and stuff because she thought that they thought they were better than her. Christians don't think they're better than you. Christians just are forgiven for their sins. And if they think they're better than you, then they're probably not really a Christian because we're all sinners. We've all failed. We're only saved by God's grace. There are none of us better than anybody else. I don't look down on these people. I just look at them and like, what happened to you that you feel that you have to do this to yourself to try to feel loved? Why is it that you have to mutilate yourself? Why is it you have to punch holes in yourself or tattoo yourself? Or what is it that causes people to have self harm? And I'm not going against people who got tattoos. I got three kids got tattoos. And I don't understand it. I understand that there's a desire to be like the rest of the world. So be it. But I see these people that are wanting to be loved and they're doing things that harm themselves. They're doing things to, it seems like it's a untreated illness that needs to be confronted. And I don't think that you're helping somebody by participating in their delusion. And
Well,
and when you don't do it, then they get violent, right? Well, you
oh yeah.
have to believe my lie because it hurts my feelings. Well, why is it your feelings that are more important than my feelings? Why don't you live your life your way, and I'll live my life the way God calls me to, and hopefully you can compare the two and say, maybe I should be following God because I'm not saying my life's perfect. I've screwed up all through my life, and for the grace of God, I'd be dead in the streets, right? But God has forgiven me for my stupidity and my things that I've done. And I still do stupid things, and God still calls me back, and He wants to help you as well. So I think that, you know, it's just like you can't tell enough lies to ever cover up the first one. You
Hmm.
can't ever help somebody by allowing um, them to live in a world that isn't real. That that is, if you have nothing to anchor yourself to, you're prone to go to just complete madness. I mean, really,
Well,
you gotta have something to be tethered to.
well, dude, it's like me and Steve commented, and we were commenting about this. Boys that think they're girls, and whatever. And Steve said, or a cat, excuse me, or a cat,
Hairball.
and and yeah, but that couldn't be further from the truth because there are people that do that in schools today,
Yeah,
Troy, that think they're cats, and the school goes along with it. It's a mental illness, and they're putting litter boxes in the bathrooms for these knotheads to go to in the bathroom because they think they're cats. Well, you're not. You're not a cat.
it's uh, it's a form of child abuse, or it is child abuse to allow these children to think they're the wrong sex, to allow them to think they're animals, and it's demonic. I believe it's really demonic at its root, and I believe it's generational, uh, sin that is being pushed down on the children, and and my heart goes out to these people. They really are just really sad, and to think that they want to be a part of something, and they think this is something to be a part of. I mean, you got these guys going out there pretending to be girls so they can actually win trophies. It's like a whole nation full of participation award people out there want to be part of Me Too, or want to be part of whatever the latest thing is, so they get noticed. Uh, our identity as a believer is in Christ. And so if our identity is as a cat, we're definitely not a believer, because God calls us that our identity is to be in Christ. Our identity is not in how we look, it's in how we are following God's leadership in our life. And so if we're identifying as anything other than a Christian, as a follower of Christ, then we're we're wrong. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Yeah.
Let's we're gonna wrap this up. I've run my mouth a little longer. We've got a couple of ways you can help us out. Again, thanks for all our sponsors that we talked about at the beginning of the show. Also want to mention we have a subscribe star account. If you guys want to send some money there, we have some very loyal people that send us money. They help us pay for things, and we appreciate that. You go to subscribestar.com/God dash and dash guns. And then you got two more. Then we got Armed Citizen of the Week.
Hey, PowerTac lights. If you're looking for a good light for a hunting light, floodlight, weapons light, PowerTac has a light for you. Go check our buddies out over there. If you listen to the show and use our promo code God and Guns, they will give you 30% off for just listening to the show. Now, obviously, you can't stack the discount. So if they got 50% off, you can't get 30% off of that. But 30% off is pretty good on their lights. And a bunch of my buddies have seen the headlamp that I use when I'm hunting, and they have went out and bought them too and used their promo code, got a good deal on it. So go check them out at powertac.com. Also, Crossbreed holsters. You've heard Troy and I talk about it. We both carry Crossbreed holsters. We usually carry in the Super Tuck Deluxe, and they are just comfortable. But Crossbreed makes a holster for just about any gun and any way you want to carry it. So go check them out at crossbreedholsters.com. Use the promo code G&G over there, and they'll give you 10% for just listening to the show. So eh, the way money is nowadays, every little bit helps.
Mm-hmm.
And let them know that you heard it from us, and thank them for the promo code they gave us. Armed Citizen this week, Troy, comes to us from Nevada. A tenant in a rented Nevada house was forced to defend his life from a late night intruder on October the 11th, 2023, killing the suspect in the process in an incident police are confirming is a case of self defense. The suspect was allegedly dressed in dark clothes, wearing black leather gloves, and made several attempts to break through the door of the home. The tenant armed himself, and when he found the intruder, had seconds to act. The resident fired a number of shots at the intruder, killing him in the process. The owner of the rental house indicated that the deceased suspect was another tenant he had been trying to evict for months. He alleged that the break in might have been possible revenge for the eviction. Police said they aren't sure of the motive behind the burglary. That comes to us from News 4 Verde, Nevada on 10/11/23.
Wow. Crazy stuff.
Hey, dude, it's crazy. Nowadays, these people are stealing so much stuff. My, I got a buddy of mine. He had he just bought like 5 months ago a 2022 Lariat pickup truck, bells, whistles, whole 9 yards. And the other night, four kids um, got in his truck, started it, and stole his truck out of the driveway the other night, and it is gone. They did five houses that night and stole several cars and a bunch of other stuff out of them.
Wow.
But I mean, people are you got to watch yourself all the time now, man. People are just
How
crazy.
they how they started a guy's truck without keys?
Uh, there might have accidentally been a key fob in it,
Oh well.
but
There's a
they were
lesson
told
to
not.
learn right there, boys and girls. That ain't cost you nothing.
There was.
My wife tends to forget and leave her keys and her purse in the car. I'm like, she's like, oh, my purse in the car. It says the key attached to it. She goes, probably.
Yep. Well, my daughter does the same thing,
I'm
and
like, so all your credit cards in your purse and your keys to the car are in the car. So you walk up, hop in, drive off. Huh? So
yep,
now we sort of have a check every night. Your purse in the house? Yeah, yeah. Okay.
right.
There was like 2 weeks there. She couldn't find the key to the car. So she just went out and got in the car and pushed the button, started it, drove to wherever, shut the door, took her
Lock it.
purse out. Couldn't lock it because she didn't have a key. It was in the car somewhere. She couldn't find it.
Oh, jeez.
I found out about it like at the end of the second week. I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah, there's a key in it somewhere. Like, okay.
Yeah, if it's starting.
Women, they got weird ideas. All right, we're going to wrap this puppy up. It's getting long in the tooth. Everybody's going to bed. Thank y'all for watching. We appreciate it. Thank you all for hanging out with us tonight. Send your
Yes,
feedback
indeed.
to Troy at GuidingGunsPodcast.com, or
Doug at GuidingGunsPodcast.com.
please like us. Leave us an iTunes review. Like us on Facebook. Facebook.com/Guy Guns Podcast. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Subscribe to us on Rumble. We may be exclusively on Rumble the way things are going, being it is an election year and the loser is going to be pumped up, propped up, and made up. So you guys, if we don't find this anywhere, we should be on Rumble. So go find us over there. Our website is guidinggunspodcast.com. Until next time, have a blessed week.
And keep your guns close, but keep your Bibles closer. You guys
Good
have a
night,
great
y'all.
night.
Thanks for hanging out with us.